In example 3, we need to divide the following fractions. When we divide fractions, I like to think of this as a complex fraction. So I like to think of 2/3, which is a number, divided by 5/3. Now, something interesting happens when you divide fractions, and let me show you how this does work. It turns out that as long as we multiply any value, any number or any fraction or anything by 1, we just get that same value, so we're not changing it. We will change the way it looks. Watch what happens here if I try to multiply by the reciprocal on the bottom here. So that's going to be 3/5. And remember, I need to multiply this whole value right here just by 1. So I can't just multiply by 3/5 in the bottom. I've got to multiply by 3/5 in the numerator as well. Then that's the numerator of the big fraction. So what happens here is I've got 3/5 over 3/5, which is 1. So we're really multiplying this value by 1. We're not really changing it. We will change how it looks though. 3/3 is 1. 5/5 is 1. So there's going to be a 1 left here in the denominator. And you know that anything over 1 is just that same thing. So really all we need to do now is work with 2/3 times 3/5. You might have been taught a rule to memorize this. As long as you know why it works, then that's okay. And the rule is when you're dividing a fraction by a fraction that you take the second one, because it's going to be on the bottom, you can see that clearly here, and you need to multiply by the reciprocal of the bottom, or the fraction on the right hand side here. So we would change this to a multiplication symbol and then take this 5/3 and just flip it. Mathematically it totally works. All we're doing is just multiplying by 1. But if you want to skip this step in the future, you can go right to this one if you understand why that works. We can cross cancel here. 3/3 is the same as 1/1. 2 times 1 is 2, and then 1 times 5 is 5. And we'll have our answer here in simplest form, so that's good. So let's use that shortcut method here. 4/5 times, and then the reciprocal of the fraction on the right when we're dividing. So 5/5 is 1/1. We have a positive times a negative, which is a negative. 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3. So we're good to go. On the right hand side here, C, we've got 2/5. So that's -2/5 times the reciprocal here, which is -2/3. A negative times a negative is a positive, so I've got my sign down. I just need to do 2 times 2, which is 4, and then 5 times 3 is 15. Here I couldn't cross cancel 2/3, they don't have any common factors, and 2/5 doesn't either. Also 2/5 can't simplify that, and 2/3 can't simplify that. So we can just multiply straight across the numerators and the denominators, and we'll wind up with a fraction in simplest form. One last one for this. 1/7 times 8/3 is what's going to happen when we take care of this complex fraction here, this division. Remember where it comes from. It's mathematically correct to do it, but this is why it works, and you can use that shortcut, go right to the next one if you understand that. So 8/7 can't be simplified. 1/3, the individual fractions here can't be simplified, so we can multiply straight across. 1 times 8 is 8. 7 times 3 is 21, and this will be our solution in simplest form.